go over radial symmetry, and that is a type of balance in which parts of an object or picture are regularly arranged and radiate out from a central point. For example, snowflakes, like in these photos, have a central point in the very middle, and again, they have parts that look pretty much identical to each other that radiate out from the center. So what you'll need to do first is just go outside with your bag. Maybe it's outside your house, maybe it's a park, just somewhere where there is nature around that you could use. You could find certain trees. A lot of trees are blossoming and have blooms right now, which is really nice. But again, don't go for really nice flowers that might be in your parents' gardens. Okay, weeds are always never a bad idea. For example, dandelions. There's also some like purple weeds that I see a lot around Delaware, which is really nice. But really anything that you're able to find that no one's really spent a lot of time growing that maybe they wouldn't miss per se. As you accumulate things, just go ahead, put it in your bag. Try not to squash any flowers that you find. Leaves, always a good idea. And again, try not to destroy any trees or bushes that you find. Just try to take little bits off at a time. You don't want to be accidentally destructive, so just take what you need. Keep in mind that you're going to want to grab more than one of certain things, at least 3 or more. So once you feel like you've collected a fair amount of natural objects, and again, you have more than one of each of them, you go ahead, whether you're outside or you're inside, you can go ahead and take everything out of your bag. And what you're going to want to start doing is start categorizing them. As a side note, I got maybe more than I really needed to get, but I just wanted to be on the safe side for this video. But you want to start categorizing them based on what they are. So again, you want to make sure that all the flowers are together of a certain type. Again, all the leaves are together, all the weeds are together, your sticks are together, maybe other dried things that you found are together, rocks are together. And just get them in piles so you can just visually see everything. So after you have your piles made, find a nice big area. Again, try to find somewhere that doesn't have wind. You'll see why in a little bit. But basically what I like to do is I like to start with the very middle and the very center. So sometimes you could use a flower or you could use something just to put in the very middle so you know where your center point is. And then I just basically started laying out different materials just around that. And again, you want to have radial symmetry, which just means that, you're trying to have, you're going to try to space them out evenly around that central point. As you're building your radial design outward, it's a good idea to just try to mix up some of your materials, a little bit of mix and match, so you're not repeating the same things over and over again. And the really nice part about this is that if you don't like something, you can just take it away, replace it with something else, see how that looks. So a lot of this is essentially just trial and error and making sure that you like it and you like how it's turning out. So at this point, you can see a lot of the wind starts to blow my stuff away. So I decided to move inside to my house after I got home. Just because, again, if there's a lot of wind, if you're using really light materials like leaves, it's probably going to blow away. So I decided to start over and try to make a slightly different design. And just play with it because it's kind of fun to just come up with a few different ideas and see how it goes. I found this really cute little pink flower right outside where I live. So I decided to make that the central point for this one. So again, just keep it building it outwards, and it's okay to, again, take things away, change it, see how it goes, but try to keep them as evenly spaced as possible. One other thing to note is that I am spacing my pieces out pretty far, but if you wanted to, you could always put them pretty tightly inwards. So again, you could space it out and make it huge, like the size of like a sidewalk tile, or you can make it really small, like the size of a piece of paper. It's just really all about what you prefer and how you want to arrange it. While you're putting your nice nature radial design together, think about some creative ways that you could use the materials, especially if you're starting to get stuck. So, for example, you could always try experimenting by perhaps laying some of your weeds, like my purple weeds, on top of each other, so they kind of create this big circular pattern, sort of like a little halo. You could always, again, take really big branches that you find lying on the ground. You could always just kind of, cut them to a certain size or break them to a certain size that you want so they're all matching. If you need to, you can even use scissors because some of them were giving me a hard time. If you have a little bushel of leaves or like tiny flowers, you can always pull them apart and use their individual pieces, or you could even use them together as a little bushel. So again, there's different ways that, you know, you can use your materials. So when you're happy with how your design looks, make sure that you try to clean up as best as you can, especially the area around it, because, I mean, I personally think it's a good idea to take a picture of it afterwards, because, I mean, it is made out of nature materials, so it probably won't last forever. So again, picture is always a good idea. So this is my finished product, as if you're looking at it from straight above it. And again, I would love to see what you guys come up with. I think this is a very kind of fun, relaxing, easygoing project, very low stress. And again, if you want to take a picture and email to me, showing what you guys come up with, I would love it. But even if you don't, I hope that you guys enjoy this project, and I hope you have an amazing spring break. Bye!